It is yours truly. We are back with another episode. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I have been back on social media, and since then, I have been seeing so many people, the girlies in particular, on healing journeys. Even some celebrities are finding God and implementing healing in their lives. I love it and I am so here for it. Now, with that being said, a lot of people mistakenly confuse motivation with discipline. In today's episode, we are tapping into knowing the difference between a feeling and a habit so that even when your motivation fades and goes away, your obedience and discipline will continue to show up and show out. But before we get into it, hello, my healing hotties. My name is Mar Noir Sinclair, and welcome to Her Healing TV, a podcast where I teach others to rebuild, rebrand, and reclaim themselves after dealing with trauma. This is where discipline meets divinity, where emotional control becomes power, and where transformation is intentional and not chaotic. So, this conversation is for the women, the men, the cats, the dogs, and the aliens who are tired of starting over every single Monday. My sister, my mister, motivation will leave you, discipline won't. Hence today's episode title, Motivation versus Discipline. Walking right into things, motivation feels good, but it is temporary. The feeling of motivation usually comes after pain, inspiration, heartbreak, or excitement. Now, I told you all that after my traumatic breakup, something in me woke me up and had me jump on this journey. Looking back on it now, that was motivation. For a while, motivation is what got me out of the bed. It got me to the gym. It got me to work. It got me, to do extra things with my kids or etc., whatever the case may be. It was the thing that helped me get through every single day. I am here to tell you that it wears off. Suddenly, you may stop and say, man, I don't want to do this no more. A switch will flip in your head. That is motivation leaving your body. See, that is exactly what motivation does. It provides a quick burst of energy. Motivation will kickstart you into a certain direction, and then it leaves you feeling stuck. What we fail to realize is that our emotions change daily. One day we are feeling up to something, and then the next day we are over it. One day you have a great idea, and then the next day you hate the same idea. For example, Sunday night, you make a whole plan. You tell yourself that you're going to go to the gym every day this week. You're going to eat right. You're going to dedicate a few hours a week, a few hours a week to your business or your side hustle, etc. Then by Tuesday, you over it. Like the gym who? You didn't go to the gym. You've been even eating whatever you can get your hands on, and your business and side hustle haven't seen you at all. So what I'm getting at is, if your habits rely and depend on your mood, you will constantly start over. You won't break this cycle until you do this one thing, and that is to train yourself to be disciplined. Discipline is what changes your life. Discipline is what sets you apart from everyone else. As I was mentioning earlier, I see a lot of people finding themselves and starting their healing journey, turning to God. And I'm so happy because it's a wonderful state to be in. But unfortunately, it will not last for everyone. And I say that with love. I say that with the best intentions. I say that coming from a place of love. And what I mean by that is some people are currently in that motivation stage where something traumatic or painful has happened. And so they are feeling that fire up under their butts. They're feeling that fire. And they are motivated to prove others wrong. Especially others that have caused their pain, or the others that are the reason for the hurt in the first place. So essentially what happens is something traumatic happens, a thing, or someone traumatic happens. You come in contact with someone who hurts you or whatever, and there's nothing like the fire you feel when someone does you wrong, like almost like a revenge type of thing. You are so wanting to prove that person wrong. There's no better motivation than that. And while using that as fuel is great, it shouldn't be the sole source of why. It should not be the sole source of why you're doing what you're doing, or why you're trying to heal, or why you're trying to become. It should not be the sole source. That is where discipline comes in. Being disciplined for the right reasons is what changes your life. It's all about showing up even when you don't want to. It's all about making and keeping promises to yourself, because that is who truly matters. Trying to prove others wrong is a terrible cycle to get stuck in, because you aren't living for them. Last week, I told you all that if you live for the praise of others, you will die when they take it away. Hence the reason I say you have to have discipline for the right reasons. Discipline creates self-trust and confidence. It makes you feel great when you can hold yourself accountable for your life and the decisions you make. I trust myself when it comes to making healthy and intelligent decisions for myself and my children. I trust myself to buy healthy foods and be conscious with my finances in order to be comfortable. I trust myself enough to go to the gym and work out, because my health determines the way I look and feel. And it's the reason, God willing, that I will be on this earth for a very long time. Discipline is the reason I don't feel the need to drink just to enjoy myself. It is the reason my motivation turned into habits and lifestyle. Discipline is boring, but it creates results. Discipline has helped me create something that motivation could never. It's helped me create a bond and relationship with myself that I will never abandon for anyone or anything. It has helped me shape certain behaviors for myself that are non-negotiable. And that is a part of becoming unshakable. We talked about that last week as well. And so those non-negotiables are my favorite topic. They are my favorite topic because they work. They are those habits that turn into lifestyle changes, aka disciplined behaviors. I'm going to run through a few really quickly just to jog your memory if you've been here before. And if not, I'm going to run through them really quickly just to give you some ideas of what non-negotiables are. These are some of the things that you acquire throughout your journey and that you literally live by. Because healing requires discipline. And discipline requires you to build habits. Habits turn into lifestyle changes. It all comes full circle. So anyway, I'm rambling. So these are the non-negotiables, some of the ones that I absolutely love. Protecting your peace and energy at all times. That's first and foremost. The second one, removing toxic people from your life. This includes texting and any other form of communication. Non-negotiable. Going to therapy. We all need it. We all need therapy, you guys. Whether you went through something as a child, whether you went through something as an adult, whether you're going through something, therapy is like, it helps. So that's a non-negotiable. Journaling, praying, resting. That is a great one. Resting, getting sleep, eating better, and setting boundaries. All of these things are required. All of these things require discipline. They're not quick fixes, and they're not something that's going to just happen overnight and that's going to change quickly. You have to work at these things. You have to continue to strive to implement these in your life. And I say that because it's going to bring me to my next point, which is people romanticizing overnight transformations. These are things that you have to work on. These are things that are going to take some time. Being disciplined is going to take some work. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Social media has a way of making consistency look easy and flawless. It's easy to pick up your camera and record only the good moments that make the journey look aesthetic. Social media makes things like losing weight, meal prepping, healing, creating a business, etc. look so easy. It can make it look like things just happen overnight. So what you don't see is that person done had a million breakdowns, sleepless nights, a stream of tears, people that doubted, and so many other setbacks. Nothing happens overnight, especially true transformations. Don't get consumed by the social media hype of people's transformations, or when people kind of pop up and they got this going on. You do not know what that person went through on the back end. You do not know what that person went through on the, the behind the scenes. So you got to kind of get it out of your head to stop romanticizing these overnight transformations, because they're just not real. The way that we film on camera, the way that we show things, that's what makes it look like that, but it's not the case. So you got to kind of get it in your head, like, that's not reality. These things take time. I had a friend just ask me the other day, she just started working out again. She's like, how long do you think it'll take me to grow a butt? I'm like, it might take you 6 months to a year to 2 years, just depending on your anatomy, depending on how you eat, depending on how consistent you are, how disciplined you are. Those factors matter. And she just looked at me like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it could possibly take that long. Like, it's not something that just happens in a couple weeks. So we got to kind of get that out of our head and change up our mindset when it comes to that. The real growth and discipline are repetitive and uncomfortable. Creating a routine will help you be repetitive. It help you with being repetitive. Sorry. It turns out that doing the thing that works over and over again gets you amazing results. I can attest to that. My weekly routine, down to the foods that I eat, are on repeat. Repeat. No skips. And so I've been able to have an insane body transformation. I literally will eat the same things every single week. I might change up the sauce or the type of carb I eat, but I literally know, okay, this is the recipe. I need to have this in order to continue to build the body that I want. So I've had an insane body transformation from being disciplined and from sticking to the same thing, being consistent, sticking to the same thing, because it's gotten me results. That motivation wore off a long time ago. I'm telling you that now. That motivation done wore off. I've been tired. I've been wanted to quit. I've been wanted to not do this. But because I liked seeing how it was changing me and how consistency was changing me, I kept going. That discipline kicked in when that motivation failed me. I block off time and have been able to create content for my podcast and social medias. That's a non-negotiable. That's discipline. Something that I when motivation is not there, I still do it. When I think, oh my gosh, I hate how I look, I still do it. That's discipline kicking in. Motivation done wore off. I keep my non-negotiables. We just talked about that. We just talked about keeping your non-negotiables. When that motivation is out the window, those non-negotiables are disciplined habits. It's a lifestyle. So you're going to continue them. Even down to my kids, I try to implement routines and repetitiveness and discipline in their lives as well. So you guys get to see the easy parts of all of this. But trust and believe, I've had several setbacks. I've cried. I've wanted to quit, etc. But my disciplined ways would not let me. I mastered the routine, not the motivation. Eventually, that led me to discipline builds identities. Discipline will build your identity. At work, they know I am super health conscious. And when I say super health conscious, I don't just eat anything. I'm on my coworkers about macros, proteins, and fats and carbs. and fruit and water. My coworker just bought me like a 50-ounce Stanley. She's like, I know you go to the gym, I know you drink water. So the way that I have structured my life and the habits that I have acquired and that I have kept up for over maybe like 2-3 years now. I say like 2 years. I'm reaching a bit. But like over 2 years, they have become my identity to where people associate me with them. They associate with me like, nah, she's not going to eat that. Or nah, she's not going to drink that. Or she drinks a lot of water. Or, I seen this recipe I thought you should try. I know you eat this kind of stuff. Like, it builds your identity, even down to your kids. Like, they know certain things about my kids because I have some type of structure and I have some type of discipline when it comes to them as well. But being disciplined leaves you feeling rewarded. Every time you follow through, you prove something to yourself. You stop seeing yourself as inconsistent and you hold yourself to a new standard. Your confidence increases because your actions match your goals. That's lit. I don't care what nobody says. Your confidence increases because your actions match your goals. And it's so true. When you start hitting the goals, hitting the things that you've long strived for, the things that you've wanted to accomplish, and you start hitting those goals because you're being consistent and you're disciplined and you're not letting anybody deter you from whatever it is. That is like top tier. The feeling is top tier. It's like discipline is self-respect in action. When you do what's right for you and your body, you are respecting yourself at the utmost level, and you're doing that in real time. I'll say it again. It's like discipline is self-respect in action. I want to take a few minutes to talk to you guys about my journey and my how I can relate to what I'm saying to you. I know that often, people listen to podcasts, and I want you all to know, I say it all the time, but I want you all to know that I am not just in here talking to you guys. I'm actually speaking from experience and trying to be relatable to somebody that has maybe dealt with or is dealing with what I have dealt with. So real quick, I just want to talk to you guys about a few things that relate to this topic. So like, there were times when I waited to feel ready, and I kind of, bit myself in the butt. Is that what they say? Or stepped on my own toe? I don't know, whatever. I've done that. You will never feel ready. And discipline teaches you that. You will never feel ready. You just need to step out on faith. Do whatever it is that you need to do in order to get where you need to go. And the way that I said that, I think, was really good. The people that are supposed to understand that will understand that. But yeah, because you'll never feel ready. And like I said, you need to learn how to just go ahead and do. And once you do that, you will continue to do that, in which it shows you a side of you that you have never seen. So yeah, there are times where I wasn't ready to do certain things, and I hesitated, and I kind of shot myself in the foot. That's what it's called. I shot myself in the foot. I lost out on opportunities. I lost out on money. I lost out on friendships. I lost out on people that could have possibly helped me. I lost out on a lot because I was waiting to feel ready. And so you never want to do that. Don't do what I did. Go ahead and do it. Even if you need to do it doubting. That was a word in church a couple weeks ago. Do it doubting. Even when you doubt yourself, just do it. It'll get easier. It'll get better. The other thing was starting and stopping goals repeatedly. That is not being disciplined. That is just being scatterbrained. That is being the old me. I am somebody that I have accomplished so much. I have done so much. I was a bartender. I was a medical assistant for 8-9 years. I was a legal assistant. I was an event coordinator and planner. I've worked in healthcare. I've worked at Massage Envy. I've done so much. I've accomplished so much. I'm a notary. And the reason that I can name all of those things off to you is because I kept starting things that I wanted to do, and then I stopped them. And when you become disciplined, you don't have the room to do that. Once you start something, your disciplined mind will have to see it through. Like, you're going to have to see it through. You're going to be like, I can't stop this. Just like this podcast. I just did it. And I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. This is just something that I love doing. I love talking to you all. I love sharing my experiences. And so, yes, once you become disciplined, the starting and stopping goals repeatedly, that goes out the window. You don't have any room for that. The only thing you have room for is to put your mind to whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whatever goals you're wanting to achieve, and doing it. Consistency for sure changed my mindset. How it changed my mindset? Consistency made me feel, it made me feel so good about myself that I'm like, wow. Okay, example, the Insane Body Transformation. I have been working on my body for years, since I had my first child. She's about to turn 12. And I would start, I would stop, I would start, I would stop. This past, like, 2 years, my son is 2. I started working out again after I had him. And I kept going. And so I seen the results. I'm like, man, like, wow, like my body looks good. Like, I need to continue this. Like, damn, this is what happens when you keep going. So that consistency just changed my mindset. Like, what else would happen if I kept going? What other aspects could I change if I kept going? And so consistency just makes me feel like a badass. It makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like I can do anything. It makes me happy. And so I want you guys to experience that too. I want you to experience being unshakable and telling people, nah, I have to do this. Like, or nah, I can't really, I can't hang out with you. I got to go to the gym in the morning. Or nah, I really don't want to drink. I have to do this or I have to do that. It makes you powerful, makes you so powerful. It makes you a different person. So consistency changed my mindset to be able to, it shaped, shifted, and stretched me to capacity to be able to handle the things that are going on in my life right now. I'll leave that there. And the last thing is that learning that discipline actually creates freedom. I've learned that I have the freedom, I have the will to do whatever it is that I want to do because I put my mind to it. I know that sounds so cliche. We hear that in school all the time. You can do whatever you put your mind to, but it's true. It's true. Once you realize that you can do whatever it is you put your mind to, your mind starts to wonder. It creates freedom for you because you can literally do anything. That business, that book, that job, that music, whatever it is that you want to do, it creates limitless abilities. And so essentially limitless abilities are freedom, financial freedom. Freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. So when you learn that discipline creates freedom, you're going to want to keep that state of mind. You're going to want to continue to implement discipline in your life. Okay? So a couple of questions for you guys before I get out of here. What are you currently operating more? Are you currently operating more off of motivation? Or are you operating more off of discipline? Which one fuels you more? And the answer to that question is going to, it's going to surprise you. Make a list, write it down, and see which one you're operating more out of. You want to be operating more out of that discipline. So if your answer is motivation, go back over that, check that, re-listen to what I said in this episode. The other question is, what is one thing that you guys keep restarting? What do you keep restarting? What do you keep picking up and putting down? What is that one thing? Whatever it is, I want you to stay consistent with it. Choose one thing that you keep doing over and over again and stay consistent with it. Give yourself 90 days to stay consistent with it and see how much you can turn it up. And then once you're done with that 90 days, go another 90 days. Go keep going and see how consistency will change whatever it is that you're restarting. It will change it. And then what's one habit that you guys want to be disciplined in? Pick a habit this week. One. and become disciplined in it. Make it a non-negotiable. Make it unshakable. Do that one thing. Continue to do that one thing every single day and make it a habit. And again, see how it starts to shift and shape and change you. I'm going to get out of y'all's business. But yeah, you are not going to feel motivated every day. You're not. Some days you'll be tired, emotional, distracted, and discouraged. But discipline is deciding that your future matters more than your current mood. Small, consistent actions will change your life more than random bursts of motivation ever could. Stop waiting to feel ready. Show up anyway. This is Her Healing TV. If this episode spoke to you, make sure you subscribe, share it with another woman or person on their healing journey. And remember, consistency will take you places motivation never could. Thank you for joining me today. I guide others through disciplined self-development, meditation, and emotional regulation to create lasting transformation. By blending feminine softness with structured ambition, I teach others how to build divine bodies, regulated minds, and elevated standards. This is not chaotic growth. This is intentional evolution. Until next time, stay intentional, stay disciplined, do no harm, take no shit. Really quick note, Her Healing TV is now on all platforms, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, and many more. Please share, as I would love for this podcast to grow and flourish.